Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, January 7th, 2022. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. Right now, seeing a little bit of selling pressure here on the heels of economic data. You're seeing a push downward after the recent decline and rejection off the previous quarter's high. So, again, just kind of reiterating what we mentioned at the beginning of the year here. If we're going to reject this level and reject this level, previous year's close and high, these two, the high and close, if you're going to reject those two levels, there's a high probability of coming back to the midpoint of the previous month or even the midpoint of the previous year or previous quarter. So as low as this 45.20 zone right here, we could still be going down below. So again, the fact that we have given up that 47.50, even if we return back toward that zone, it could be a lower high for a drop downward. Again, breaking this 46.50 opens up the lower level ahead, and at that point, we may begin to see some sort of buy the dip opportunity. If we can flush, find some rejection here, and bounce it back up. 4,500 in that zone is going to be the zone here, and right now showing some weakness. What's it going to take for this thing to turn around and keep going up? You got to get back above 47.50 and push through that zone. So right now, below it suggests short-term weakness. Short-term, day over day, we've seen lower highs, lower lows. We could be looking at a little bit more weakness here ahead, at least to this edge, before we begin to see a decent buy opportunity. If we can't hold 4,500, we're starting to look at the previous quarter's low. And again, you don't often see a test at the previous quarter's low in a very healthy bullish market. Previous quarter's low here, missed it. Here, missed it. Here, missed it. Missed it over here. It's been very bullish. So the potential of reaching this likely is low, but we could certainly make a move back, trap, and go, and make a higher low above that zone. So right now, being patient here as this one continues to develop. The NQ continues to see a bit more weakness comparatively speaking to the ES or even the YM. This rejection right there, failed new high, led to a big drop. This is the previous month's mid. You see the break through it, so you open up toward the low, and we're almost there now. This right here is the previous quarter's midpoint. We're right there again. So we're in a zone right now where, again, if we can wipe out a little bit here, it provides an opportunity where we could see a short-term reversal back up. As I've mentioned before, the deeper we get on this pullback, say we were to get, even into, say, 15K or even lower, that could provide an even better opportunity for a bounce back. We talked about 15K leading to maybe 17K up ahead. That could be the case if we get ourselves a really good rejection after this roll down. So right now, still looking for perhaps a little bit more weakness. At some point, we could get a good short-term bounce. Again, the ones that are going to bounce faster are the ones that are doing well overall. The Microsofts, the Apples, those types of things are going to continue to do well after we see a pullback here. If we take a look at crude oil now, crude oil has been full-on bullish here. Very, very strong. We knew from this low that was a great strong low that followed a previous strong low, and we had a great shot to move higher. We talked about 76s. If price can push to 76, you start to work through this part of the market structure. And right now, yesterday, pushing through that 77, 78 zone, a transition type of day back above into this market structure up above. Right now, we could pull back into 77s and still be a continuation toward recent highs of 86. So 76 to 86 is likely the new range right now. And as long as price continues to hold above that zone, we're going to work our way up to this area and maybe fill in this portion of the range after a while. So very good move right now. There is some overhead resistance perhaps coming into play, so we could see a little bit of a pullback. But again, as long as price remains above, say, 77, 76, we have a shot to see 86 and continue to trade. Let's take a look now at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down 4% right now. We're seeing quite a bit of selling pressure across the crypto space. A lot is seeing new lows not seen in many, many months. The one thing about this one is we're coming into a fuzzy zone here of support, somewhere between 42 and 40K, 42.5 and 40K. If we draw this nice little round number 40 over right here, like that, you can see it has been a significant market structure edge. From resistance, then it goes bid, back over here it's resistance, 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 it goes bid, support, goes bid, and now we're coming back to it. The early thought here is if we dip the toe below 40 or into this 40, it may be an opportunity to bounce it back up, and we're trading between 40 and 52.5. Basically doing this again. We got three distributions basically. We have this distribution up here, 52.5 up to 70. We got the one here between 40 and 52.5, and then you got the one below it between 30 and 40. These are your three market distributions. Right now we are clearly rotating to the bottom. Are we going to hold this distribution and stay, or do we pass through two distributions and drop to 30? That's the big question. So right now 40 is going to be important. You can't hold 40, you drop to this edge, and this is a buy. If it can hold 40, there's a 40 to 52 half type of play that could be in play. But then it could come right back and stay, right? It's almost like this going up, seeing the range, and dropping right back. We're in the range. So right now, leaning toward the fact that or leaning toward the potential of it holding 40 and maybe bouncing a bit. But if it gives up 40, man, there's really nothing down below until you get to 30. And at that point, it's been a tremendous buy over the last year and could continue to be so, given that there are a bunch of whales with positions at that level. All right, let's take a look now at ETH. This one's down 7+% right now. It is now below 3,200, 3,150 on the futures right now. This is the first time ever that we've hit the 200-day moving average on the futures. You can see here, ever since the futures came on, there it is. With this one, in terms of market structure as well, 2,800 is the level, or 2,700 right here. You could say 2,700 to 2,800. That's the level to watch. That is the cleanest market structure we'll get. Down below, about 1,700 to 1,750 is the next one down. Again, like Bitcoin here, we may see a move to an edge, and at that point, it could bounce, and we stay within, say, 2,700 and 4,000, and maybe it starts to work its way back up. If it cannot hold 2,700, again, there is the potential to walk yourself all the way back into this lower distribution. We're working off of 1,750 to about 2,700, then 2,700 to about 4K, and then above 4K, you're looking at 5K or beyond, right? Those are the three major market distributions right now that we have. Since we're dropping down hard at the moment, 2,700 looks like the next edge to test, and that could be a great dip the toe on a first test basis. Remember, if you can get in at 2,700, doesn't take long before you're doubling at 54, and 54 is just above this high. Remember, for a year-end target here, based off of this major key range and this explosive impulse move, we have a target on the upside at 6,700 by the end of the year. Make it a nice round 7,000. So 67 to 7,000 would be a year-end target. And if price drops into 2,700 again, that could be a very good continuation move to the upside. If this were to play out even lower and we get down here to 1,700, 1,700 is a great entry yet again for this coin. So some thoughts right now as we head lower. Again, the next major market structure level below 2,700. We do have a quarterly low here. We have the 200-day average here, which means we may be close. You know, if we just dip below 3,000, that might be enough. So right now, getting close here to a potential reactionary move in Ethereum. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Happy Friday, everyone. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And again, as always, good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.